Picture this. You meet a woman who seems different. She looks at you like you're the only man in the world, and for a while, you believe it. You start to soften. You share more, reveal more, fall deeper. You think you've finally found peace, that the chaos of dating, the games, the confusion are behind you. But then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, something changes. Her eyes stop lighting up the same way when you walk into the room. Her laughter feels forced, her touch, colder. You start to wonder what you did wrong. Maybe you got too comfortable. Maybe you didn't say the right thing. Maybe you stopped trying. The truth is, it's none of that. It's something deeper, something ancient. Every man eventually faces this silent betrayal. The moment he realizes she didn't fall in love with him, she fell in love with the idea of him, with the feeling he created inside her. And when that feeling fades, her affection doesn't just waver, it vanishes. You thought she loved you for who you were, but women don't love like that. They love direction, not stillness, motion, not comfort. They love the rising arc of a man who's becoming something, not the plateau of a man who thinks he's already arrived. What feels like betrayal is really revelation, because what's breaking isn't her loyalty, it's the illusion you built around it. You thought love was a destination, but to her, it's an evaluation. And when you stop ascending, when the fire dims, when your mission turns into maintenance, her instincts whisper that you're no longer the man who once made her feel alive. That's when the betrayal happens. Not because she changed, but because her biology finally revealed what it always was. Every woman carries inside her a code, ancient, silent, and ruthlessly efficient. It's not conscious, it's not moral, it's survival. For millions of years, women who chose the wrong men, weak, uncertain, unproven, didn't survive. Their offspring didn't thrive. Nature removed them from the equation. The women who felt drawn to strength, ambition, and potential were the ones who passed their genes forward. That instinct still lives in every woman today, hidden beneath the language of modern love. She doesn't evaluate you through logic. She feels you through biology. The way you stand, speak, command your space, the tone of your voice when you face conflict. Her brain is scanning for cues of dominance, stability, and direction, not out of vanity, but programming. When she sees a man who's grounded, her dopamine rises, her amygdala relaxes, she feels safe. When she senses uncertainty or emotional chaos, her body interprets it as danger, no matter what her words say. This is why women can claim to love kind, gentle men, yet feel nothing when those men need reassurance. It's not cruelty, it's chemistry. You can't negotiate with a biological imperative. The same instinct that drives a lioness to choose the strongest male is operating in the woman across from you at dinner. Her attraction isn't a decision. It's an ancient survival algorithm repeating itself through modern skin. She's not shallow for wanting strength. She's ancient for needing it. And the moment she feels that your energy is slipping, that your certainty is cracking, her subconscious begins to withdraw. It's not punishment, it's protection. So when you ask yourself, why did she stop caring? Remember this: she didn't choose to. Her instincts simply overruled her words. Attraction isn't a choice. It's an equation constantly being solved in her subconscious mind. Every moment she's with you, her brain is scanning, evaluating, and recalibrating. Not out of malice, but instinct. Her psychology operates like a silent algorithm, measuring your frame, your composure, your energy. It's not about money, looks, or words. It's about signals. The signals of certainty, direction, and self-control. When you start to waver, when you explain too much, justify too often, or seek reassurance, her system flags a change. The man who once led the emotional rhythm has now fallen into her orbit. The polarity reverses, and attraction begins to decay. This is why she tests you, why she suddenly becomes colder, sarcastic, or distant for no reason. She isn't trying to hurt you, she's checking the integrity of your frame. It's a psychological stress test. Can you remain centered when she shakes the ground? If you fail, if you react, argue, or chase, she receives her answer. On a neurochemical level, her dopamine levels drop. The anticipation that once fueled desire collapses into emotional predictability. The female mind is designed to crave contrast. It thrives on emotional polarity, the tension between comfort and challenge, safety and danger. When you become too predictable, too available, too emotionally transparent, her brain reads it as mission complete. The mystery dies. And the moment that mystery dies, the relationship begins to unravel. This is the hidden psychological mechanism that governs every dynamic. You don't lose her because she finds someone better. You lose her because, in her subconscious calculus, your energy no longer provokes the same chemical excitement. In her mind, the adventure is over. And once that switch flips, there's no conversation that can turn it back on. You might not notice it at first. It's subtle, almost imperceptible. But the signs are there, if you know what to look for. She starts to withdraw emotionally. Conversations feel shallow, like you're skimming the surface of what used to be deep. You catch her eyes drifting elsewhere when you speak. She laughs less, touches less, invests less energy in the connection. She tests your confidence, a sarcastic remark, a cold shoulder, a subtle challenge. These are not random acts. They are calibrated probes designed to measure your reaction, to see if your frame is still intact. Her interest in your goals and ambitions fades. She no longer asks about your projects or dreams. She nods politely, but the curiosity is gone. Your achievements no longer spark admiration. They merely exist. Let's look at some examples. The entrepreneur who sold his company and expected gratitude found only detachment. She had loved the energy of his climb, not the plateau of his success. The boyfriend who became too available, too accommodating, found himself ghosted. Availability is comforting, but comfort kills desire. The husband who sacrificed his mission for harmony discovered that stability is unattractive when polarity dies. Her attention shifted elsewhere, not because he failed her emotionally, but because he had failed himself. Every woman exhibits these signs differently, but the underlying message is the same. She is measuring your value. She is testing your presence, your energy, your direction. And when she senses decline, her withdrawal is inevitable. These are not coincidences. They are the patterns of an ancient instinct operating quietly, invisibly, but with relentless precision. Pay attention, brother, because noticing these signals early is the difference between control and collapse. It's not just biology you're up against. Modern society has stacked the deck against men, reinforcing female instincts while weakening male dominance. Dating apps have gamified attraction, turning her subconscious hypergamy into a constant, low-level anxiety. Every swipe, every notification, every new profile is a silent comparison test. And you, my friend, are being measured against an invisible army of alternatives. Media glorifies independence, self-expression, and emotional entitlement for women, while simultaneously shaming men for dominance, ambition, and assertiveness. A man is told to be sensitive, yet punished if he exerts control over his life. The result? Men are disarmed, women are perpetually unsatisfied, and nature quietly continues its work. Even social circles reinforce it. Praise is given for compromise, for self-effacement, for giving in, never for standing firm, pursuing purpose, or leading the emotional charge. Every system, apps, culture, media, encourages men to dilute themselves while women are subtly trained to scan for strength, direction, and energy. It's a silent war, and most men don't even know they're on the battlefield. You think it's personal when she loses interest. It's not personal, it's systemic. Every distraction, every societal expectation, every cultural message chips away at the masculine energy that fuels attraction. And when you are depleted, when your frame is fractured, when your mission is compromised, the instinct that governs her desire will signal disengagement. This is the modern conspiracy, not conspiracies of men versus women, but of nature, culture, and technology, all conspiring to test, evaluate, and if necessary, discard you. Wake up, brother. Understanding the battlefield is the first step toward mastering it. The moment comes for every man who doesn't understand the rules of the game. She begins to pull away. You notice it in her tone, her gaze, the way she hesitates before speaking. You feel it in your chest, a tightening, a sinking, a growing unease. You try to fix it. You chase, you explain, you give more than you intended. But every gesture, every word, every apology only confirms what her subconscious has already decided. Your energy is no longer rare. Your value is no longer rising. You've plateaued. The emotional collapse is inevitable because you're fighting chemistry with logic. She cannot decide to feel desire. She cannot negotiate her limbic system. And yet, you cling, thinking love is about effort, when in truth, attraction is about polarity, energy, and direction. This is when confusion turns into anger, anger into frustration, and frustration into despair. You see a woman you care for slipping away, and no amount of reasoning, gifts, or promises can stop it. The heartbreak is amplified because it isn't caused by betrayal in the traditional sense. It's caused by the invisible mechanics of desire finally revealing themselves. The lesson is harsh, brother. The system doesn't pause. It doesn't forgive. The moment you lose alignment with your own energy, the emotional collapse is unavoidable. And the more you resist, the deeper the spiral. This is not drama. It's biology. It's psychology. It's history repeating itself in your living room, in your relationship, in your life. Painful, yes, but necessary. Because only once you see the collapse clearly can you understand what you must do next. Do not flinch. Do not beg. Do not negotiate with instinct. Witness, learn, and prepare. Here's the truth, my friend. No woman truly loves unconditionally. Not in the sense you've been taught to believe. Love, as it exists in human nature, is a transaction of energy, perception, and value. She doesn't hate you for failing her. She reacts to the signals your energy sends. Every smile, every compliment, every reassurance is weighed against an internal scale that measures strength, direction, and dominance. She isn't cruel. She is ancient. Her instincts are older than society, older than morality, older than love itself. They demand what they demand, and they obey only their own rules. You may have been loyal, attentive, supportive. You may have sacrificed time, ambition, and comfort for her happiness. Yet, if your energy wanes, if your frame falters, if your mission is compromised, the connection dies. Not because she wanted it to, but because evolution coded her to respond this way. It is bitter, yes. It is uncomfortable. It shatters illusions. But here is the lesson men rarely learn. This is not a personal attack. It is the mirror of reality. To hate her instincts is to fight nature itself. To resent the collapse is to deny the truth that has always existed. The bitter truth is this: love is conditional, desire is chemical, and attraction is a measure of energy, not affection. Accept it, understand it, and then, for the first time, you are free to respond in a way that aligns with reality rather than illusion. This is harsh but necessary knowledge, and those who embrace it are the ones who survive the emotional battlefield intact. Now that you understand the mechanics, the biology, the collapse, it's time for the awakening. The solution is not to plead, to chase, or to negotiate with instinct. It is to reclaim yourself, your energy, your frame, your mission. Withdraw emotional dependence. Stop seeking validation from her or anyone else. Your worth is not measured by attention, affection, or approval. It is measured by the consistency of your purpose, the direction of your life, the integrity of your actions. Build silent dominance. Lead your own life first. Cultivate your skills, your body, your mind, your ambition. When your energy radiates with certainty, women respond. Not out of obligation, but because attraction is chemical and it responds to polarity and power. Develop selective indifference. Desire cannot be demanded. It must be earned through scarcity, challenge, and presence. By creating a life that does not revolve around her approval, you create the emotional tension that reignites polarity. Focus on mission over emotion. The man who prioritizes his own ascent over temporary discomfort becomes untouchable. His energy is magnetic. His frame is unshakable. His presence commands respect, not by manipulation, but by natural law. Do not hate the instinct. Respect it. Study it. Use it as a guidepost, not a weapon. When you master yourself, when you align with your own purpose, her biology no longer dictates your emotional state. Her instinct becomes irrelevant to your equilibrium. Brother, this is your path. Understand the rules. Observe the patterns. Control your energy and live deliberately. The game does not change, but the player can. The moment you accept this, you step off the battlefield of confusion and claim the throne of self-mastery. Because in the end, attraction is not given, it is earned. Not through pleading, but through presence. Not through compromise, but through uncompromising alignment with your own nature. And that is the truth no one else will tell you.